Fans were left stunned when Aaron Kaufman suddenly walked away, but had been dropping hints about his growing dissatisfaction for months. But what were the signs that something was amiss? And why did Aaron quit the show? Join us to find out about these warnings. The wild ride of Fast and Loud. Fast and Loud was never just another car show. From the moment it first aired, it made a bold entrance, filled with roaring engines, thick clouds of smoke, and a whole lot of personality. It wasn't only for car lovers, it was for anyone who enjoyed fast action, exciting challenges, and watching impossible things come to life. The show quickly became one of the most popular automotive programs on television, with a mix of humor, drama, and thrilling car makeovers. The magic began at Gas Monkey Garage, a custom car shop in Dallas, Texas, owned by the lively and confident Richard Rawlings. His partner in this adventure was Aaron Kaufman, a skilled mechanic known for his big beard, sharp mind, and love for turning old broken-down cars into beautiful machines. Together, they hunted for forgotten vehicles, sometimes buried under weeds or left to rust in garages and fields. What others saw as junk, they saw as treasures waiting for a second chance. From the very first season, Fast and Loud grabbed people's attention. The show's exciting builds, tight deadlines, and the unique bond between the crew members made it addictive to watch. It wasn't long before the success of the show led to spin-offs like Misfit Garage, which introduced a new team of mechanics working on their own projects, and Fast and Loud, Demolition Theater, where the Gas Monkey team and other guests reacted to crazy, funny videos. These added even more fun to the Fast and Loud world. Richard and Aaron weren't just known for building cars. They also stepped into the world of motorcycles when they joined a famous build-off against respected names like Orange County Choppers, Paul Jr., Designs, and Jesse James. Though the competition was tough, Richard and Aaron proudly secured second place, proving once again that Gas Monkey Garage could handle anything with wheels and an engine. The show was produced by Pilgrim Studios, with Craig Pelagian and Eddie Rowetter making sure every episode was packed with excitement, heart, and the right amount of grease. By 2019, Fast and Loud was already preparing for its 15th season, and just a few months later, the 16th season hit the screens. Fans couldn't get enough of the roaring engines, dramatic builds, and thrilling last-minute finishes. Sadly, like many good things, the journey had to come to an end. On December 15, 2020, Richard Rawlings announced during an episode of The Joe Rogan Experience that Fast and Loud had officially concluded. After 16 seasons of unforgettable moments, daring stunts, and some of the most creative car restorations ever seen on TV, the show had reached its final ride. Back in 2016, the show's impact was so strong that the New York Times included it in a survey of the 50 most popular TV shows on Facebook. To their surprise, Fast and Loud was the most liked show among male viewers, with a staggering 83% of its Facebook likes coming from men. The numbers clearly showed just how well the show connected with its core audience. What made Fast and Loud so special was how it attracted not just car enthusiasts, but also people with no particular interest in vehicles. One viewer recalled how he stumbled upon an episode by accident. It featured a build of a 1977 Trans Am, the famous car from the movie Smokey and the Bandit. Though he didn't know much about Richard Rawlings, the nostalgia of seeing a car from a beloved film caught his attention and pulled him into the wild and entertaining world of Gas Monkey Garage. If you were to compare Fast and Loud to other shows, it was like a southern-flavored, slightly wilder version of Pimp My Ride. But instead of turning old cars into flashy, over-the-top creations, the Gas Monkey team focused on restoring vintage classics with a little extra attitude. The show's fast pace, tough time limits, risky bets, and last-minute surprises kept viewers on the edge of their seats. One famous moment involved Richard's friend, Jay Reiki, who challenged Richard to get Burt Reynolds' signature on a car they were restoring. It was the kind of fun, unpredictable twist that made Fast and Loud so enjoyable to watch. A big part of the show's charm came from Aaron Kaufman. His laid-back attitude, impressive skills, and regular disagreements with Richard about designs, money, and deadlines added plenty of personality to the show. Other crew members like Christy Brimberry, Casey Matthew, Mike Coy, and Yulan Heiso-Martin made sure every episode was packed with laughter, tension, and incredible car builds. Over the course of 16 seasons, fans saw wild moments, injuries, mechanical problems, and plenty of engine troubles. There were times when a rebuild seemed impossible, but the team always managed to pull through. Even though some parts felt a little scripted, it didn't matter. People tuned in for the cars, the jokes, the arguments, and the rush of watching an old heap of metal turn into a masterpiece. So why would Aaron leave the business and show out of the blue even while dropping hints? Let's find out. But before we dive in fully, let's take a glance at his life outside making cars. Stay with us. Aaron Kaufman is a name many people remember, not just for his big, bushy beard or calm, steady voice, but for the amazing things he could do with cars. Born on January 26, 1982, Aaron became well known as a television personality, a skilled race car driver, and the proud owner of ArcLight Fabrication. His business, based in Dallas, focuses on making special parts for old Ford F-100 trucks. But behind the fame, cameras, and fast cars, Aaron's story is about much more than what people saw on TV. From the time he was a young boy, Aaron was different from the other kids. His father loved cars, and it didn't take long for that love to pass down to Aaron. As a child, he would spend hours in the garage with his dad, learning about tools, engines, and how machines worked. At first, it was just a fun way to spend time together, but soon it turned into something deeper. Aaron realized he didn't just enjoy fixing things, he loved understanding how they worked. Aaron had a curious mind. He liked to take things apart, whether it was a toy, a bike, or even his first car, a Jeep Cherokee. And what made him special was that he didn't just put them back together. He often made them better. Even though he didn't finish high school, everyone around him could see that he had a special talent. After leaving high school, Aaron went on to attend college, where he studied fabrication. It was here that he learned how to build and fix machines in a more serious way. But life had another plan for him. While working at a small garage in Dallas, Aaron's path crossed with Richard Rawlings, the founder of Gas Monkey Garage. Richard had started his garage about 10 years earlier and was always on the lookout for talented people to join his team. When Richard saw Aaron working, he immediately noticed something different. There was a focus and passion in the way Aaron handled his tools. Richard didn't waste a moment. He knew Aaron would be perfect for Gas Monkey Garage, and soon after, Aaron joined the team. At that time, Gas Monkey Garage was still finding its place in the world. Known for its quick and bold car builds, the shop became even more exciting with Aaron on board. His ability to tear down, rebuild, and bring dead cars back to life added a new spark to the team. Before long, Aaron became the lead mechanic, and together with Richard, they made an unstoppable pair. Their success caught the attention of the Discovery Channel, and soon, Fast and Loud was born. The show followed Richard, Aaron, and the rest of the Gas Monkey team as they bought, repaired, and sold classic cars. Aaron's calm nature, incredible skills, and signature beard made him a favorite with viewers. People loved watching him race against tight deadlines, fix tough problems, and turn old, forgotten cars into roaring beauties. Today, Aaron enjoys a peaceful, happy life away from the spotlight. He's been in a long, steady relationship with Lauren Moore Knobb. While they keep their personal life mostly private, every now and then they share sweet pictures together on social media. Lauren is passionate about animals, especially dogs. She lovingly calls herself a dog mom to their 2 pit bulls, Lola and Lizzie. She also supports the Love Pit, a group that helps rescue and care for pit bulls in need. Aaron and Lauren don't feel the need to show off their relationship with fancy posts or grand public moments. They are happiest spending quiet time together, enjoying the company of their dogs, and living a simple, content life. Although marriage isn't something they're rushing into, the bond they share is strong and easy to see. Let's see what works he handled while working at Gas Monkey Garage. The magic Aaron brought to Gas Monkey Garage. When people think about Fast and Loud or Gas Monkey Garage, one name always comes to mind, right next to Richard Rawlings, and that's Aaron Kaufman. With his thick, rugged beard, calm personality, and sharp eye for detail, Aaron wasn't just another mechanic working behind the scenes. He was the heart of the garage, the one whose steady hands and creative mind turned forgotten rusty cars into beautiful, roaring machines that grabbed attention wherever they went. Aaron and Richard spent years traveling across the country together, chasing after old, broken-down cars. They searched through dusty barns, cluttered garages, overgrown fields, and crowded junkyards, always hoping to find a hidden treasure. While most people would see these old cars as nothing but piles of rust and scrap metal, Aaron saw something very different. He had a gift for imagining what those cars could become with a little love, some skill, and a lot of hard work. At Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron wasn't just fixing cars, he was creating masterpieces. He worked as both a lead mechanic and a fabricator, meaning he didn't just repair parts, he built them. Alongside the talented team at GMG, Aaron led some of the shop's most exciting and unforgettable builds, each one filled with personality, risk, and incredible transformations. One of their famous projects was the 1966 VW Short Bus. It arrived at the shop in terrible shape, already cut in half and sloppily welded back together. Most would have sent it straight to the scrapyard, but not Aaron. He and the team gave it a fresh coat of paint, shiny new wheels, and a better engine. What was once a sad, broken bus became a stylish, reliable ride that turned heads everywhere it went. Then there was the Thomas Crown Affair Mustang, inspired by Steve McQueen's timeless cool. Aaron took a spotless 1968 Mustang and turned it into a tough, bold car, adding wide tires, flared wheel arches, and bright spotlights. It looked like it had driven straight out of a thrilling action movie, and it became one of the shop's standout builds. Another unforgettable project was the Hell Scout. This wild idea involved putting a powerful Hellcat engine into a 1979 Harvester Scout. While it sounded crazy to most, Aaron was excited by the challenge. By lowering the suspension, customizing the wheels and paint, and designing a unique grille, he transformed the small, classic off-roader into a fire-breathing powerhouse that was as impressive off the road as it was on it. And who could forget the Bad GT? The Gas Monkey team took the already speedy Ford GT and turned it into an unstoppable force. With a twin-turbo system and a nitrous setup, they pushed the car's power to an incredible 2,700 horsepower. Even more amazing, it could still legally drive on regular roads, hitting top speeds of up to 310 miles per hour. One of the most meaningful builds they ever completed was the Jeep CJ7 Veteran Build. This wasn't just about cars, it was about honoring America's brave military veterans. Aaron and the GMG crew took design ideas from vintage Jeeps, keeping the classic chrome details and rugged tires, but adding a fresh engine and a beautiful American flag paint job. The finished Jeep was auctioned for a heartwarming $1,300,000, with all proceeds donated to support the Gary Sinise Foundation, helping veterans in need. Aaron's skills went far beyond fixing engines. He had a rare ability to spot beauty and possibility where no one else could. He never rushed his work, always paying attention to the tiny details that made each project special. For Aaron, it wasn't just about how the car looked, it was about making sure it performed perfectly too. Life at Gas Monkey Garage wasn't easy. The work came with tight deadlines, tough jobs, and unexpected problems at every turn. But Aaron thrived in that pressure. He stayed calm, found smart solutions, and inspired his teammates to keep going, even when things seemed impossible. His quiet confidence and natural talent made him a respected leader, both in the shop and on the TV screen. Was it the struggles that made him leave? And what hints did he drop about his departure? Stick with us. Why Aaron Kaufman chose to leave. Aaron Kaufman was seen as the heart of Gas Monkey Garage for many years. His calm nature, incredible skills, and unforgettable beard made him a favorite on Fast and Loud. Fans loved watching him turn old, worn-out cars into powerful, shining machines. So, when the news broke that Aaron was leaving the garage, it caught a lot of people by surprise. Everyone wanted to know why someone so important would walk away from such a big role in a show they loved. Aaron's decision didn't happen overnight. It was something that slowly built up, like a small crack that keeps growing in a wall until it can't be ignored anymore. Anyone who regularly watched Fast and Loud would know that working at Gas Monkey Garage wasn't always easy. The place was filled with tough deadlines, big challenges, and the extra pressure of having cameras around all the time. It wasn't unusual for tempers to flare and people to disagree on how to handle a job. When Aaron spoke about why he left, he explained it in a way that made a lot of sense. The biggest issue for him was the difference between the kind of projects he wanted to work on and what the show allowed. Aaron dreamed of tackling complicated special builds that needed more time, more care, and a lot of creative thinking. He wanted to test his skills and work on projects that truly excited him. But because the show worked on tight filming schedules, there just wasn't enough time to take on those big, detailed jobs before the cameras had to start rolling again. Over time, the garage began focusing more on fast, simple builds that could be finished quickly for television. But for someone like Aaron, who loved deep, challenging work, it just wasn't enough. He started to feel trapped, like his ideas didn't have room to grow. Those differences slowly built up until they became impossible to ignore. But it wasn't only about the size of the projects. There were also some personal disagreements and professional conflicts within the team. Aaron hinted that certain personal issues remained unresolved, and people began having different ideas about where the garage should head in the future. Working under so much pressure, with strict deadlines and constant filming, it was only natural that people's opinions would clash. After a while, it became clear that Aaron's hopes and goals no longer lined up with those of the team around him. Things truly shifted for Aaron when he realized he wasn't enjoying the projects he was being asked to do anymore. One build in particular pushed him over the edge, the EcoBoosted de Tommaso Pantera. For Aaron, that car didn't meet the level of creativity and difficulty he wanted. It made him see that the type of work he dreamed of doing just wasn't going to happen at Gas Monkey Garage or on Fast and Loud. Television needed cars that could be finished quickly and easily shown on screen, while Aaron longed for bigger, tougher projects that would take more time and passion. He came to a crossroad. He had to decide whether to stay where he was, where his creative freedom was limited, or leave and start something new. It wasn't an easy choice. After all, Gas Monkey Garage and Fast and Loud had given him fame, loyal fans, and a successful career that many people would dream of. But deep down, Aaron knew that staying would mean giving up the chance to grow, learn, and chase the projects he truly loved. So, with a brave heart, he chose to leave. Aaron Kaufman has always been someone who follows his heart. He is drawn to new challenges and is always looking for ways to improve. His decision to leave wasn't about being angry or unhappy. It was about wanting to follow his passion and be free to build the kind of cars he cared about most. He wanted the freedom to create in his own way, without worrying about TV deadlines or someone else's plans. After leaving Gas Monkey Garage, what's next? Where is he now? Let's dive into it. The Bearded Builder's New Journey. Aaron Kaufman, known for his iconic beard and amazing skills with custom cars, has moved on from Fast and Loud and Gas Monkey Garage, but his love for cars is still as strong as ever. Leaving behind the fast-paced world of reality TV, Aaron began a new chapter focused on independence, creativity, and staying true to what matters most to him, building incredible vehicles his way. Since stepping away from Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron hasn't chased easy fame or leaned on his television popularity. Instead, he chose to focus on what made him happiest, working with cars and trucks. Fame was never Aaron's goal. It was always about the projects, the challenge, and bringing forgotten classics back to life. Aaron opened his own workshop, ArcLight Fabrication, in Texas. It's far from your average auto shop. ArcLight specializes in custom parts and suspension accessories for classic Ford F-100 trucks. These vintage trucks have a loyal following, but finding quality parts has always been a problem. Aaron saw this need and turned it into the perfect business for himself. After years of working under tight deadlines for TV, he finally had a place where he could slow down, choose his projects, and build exactly the way he wanted. ArcLight Fabrication quickly earned a name for itself in the world of classic trucks. People from all over who shared Aaron's love for old Fords started turning to ArcLight for reliable parts and expert advice. But more than just a business, Aaron built a community, a family of enthusiasts who cared about these old trucks just like he did. Even though he left TV, Aaron's adventurous spirit pulled him back, but this time on his terms. He starred in Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman, a show designed perfectly for him. It gave Aaron the freedom to take on bigger, tougher projects that he could never tackle on Fast and Loud. With a hand-picked team of skilled mechanics, Aaron traveled across the country, chasing vehicles that deserved a second chance. Unlike the rushed builds from his old show, Shifting Gears let Aaron work at his own pace. He could build powerful head-turning machines without the stress of constant filming deadlines. Though it only lasted 2 seasons, the show earned praise for its honesty and heart, showing fans what Aaron could really do when allowed to fully embrace his craft. After Shifting Gears, Aaron took on something new with Aaron Needs a Job. This show followed him across America as he teamed up with race car crews, custom shops, and big machinery experts. The fun part was that Aaron wasn't trained in these jobs, but his love for engines and machines helped him learn quickly. It gave him a chance to meet other passionate people and pick up new skills along the way. Even though Aaron Needs a Job lasted just 1 season, it showed a different side of Aaron. His curiosity, love for learning, and down-to-earth nature came through in every episode. No matter what kind of vehicle or machine was involved, Aaron's passion for anything with wheels and an engine was clear to see. Today, Aaron remains focused on growing ArcLight Fabrication and sharpening his skills. He doesn't need constant attention or the spotlight to feel proud of his work. What matters to him is building great cars, facing new challenges, and staying connected with the loyal fans who've supported him from the start.